Stand clear of the closing doors, please.
What's up, friends? How you doing? My name's Adam Vale, senior editor over at thecoalition.com.
And I'm Josh Lamage, writer for the Coalition.
And yes, you are correct. We are a day late, probably a little later than that, but
Sorry.
life happens, things happen. We are all running on a tight schedule. Myself, Josh, Lawrence. I mean, everything is booked.
We were trying to film and I couldn't find parking. I was
couldn't find parking. Life, Brooklyn life. For those in the city, click the like button. You know what that is in any city environment when you're driving with a car. And anyway, life stuff came up and things happened, and it is what it is. Couldn't do the next day because I had all this other stuff scheduled again with Florence recording. Hell, I think he's doing a live stream right now. So that's the other reason why we keep bouncing things around. But hey, we are sticking with this. And hopefully you're sticking with us. Please like, subscribe, stick around. We really want to know what you guys think regarding this season, because not a lot of people talking about it. What some people haven't started watching, others are waiting till it's over. Some people don't see this as must-see TV. That's the general consensus that I'm getting from people. That they're like, oh yeah, I watched the first one. Oh, you want? I'll get to it.
It seems like this season is really pivotal to the boys' plot. So, if you're, I mean, it seems like it's really interlocked. There's a lot of characters coming in as cameos and stuff.
And I think that's the point, right? I think that's what Amazon is trying to go with, because maybe the numbers aren't there for this show. And they're like, hey, how do we get more people involved? Well, let's sprinkle in a few more main characters from the boys and try to tie things in. And that's what we have. So for every episode, we've seen someone. We had Starlight, we have Homelander. Who else? Deep showed up, doing his creepiness at the frat house. And now we have Sister Sage. But hey, real quick, just because I don't want to make it seem like we're just jumping in. Just want to thank everybody again for sticking with us. We're going on almost a year so far. We've already hit the 1,000 sub mark. We're up there. We're getting really good numbers with the hours people are going through. We actually have a back catalog of stuff, which is funny to say now, because it's been a whirlwind, right? It's like constantly. We just been going at it, boom, boom, one after another. I was adding images to the shows for the other platforms and just realizing all these shows we did: The Last of Us, Mobland, the Chief of War we just finished. It's just Dexter. It's just so many shows, and just want to thank you all. Thank everyone that's sticking around and keeping us in their feeds. So go ahead, Josh. Yeah.
All right. So the episode starts with Cipher. He's just a strange character all around. Can't read this guy at all. No one else can. But he's outside his house picking what it seems to be tulips. And
listening to classical music.
Are those tulips? I don't know.
Whatever. He's picking flowers. Listen to music, acting creepy.
Yeah. He goes into the house. He's in that weird room where the burnt man was, that he said was his father, and we hear Mozart playing on vinyl.
You don't believe him?
I could believe him. I just don't believe this guy. I don't trust this guy at all in general. So I don't know. If he's gonna go through all that work to take care of him the way he did, because he opens the chamber, he takes him out, he washes him, he cleans him, literally, he puts him in one of those lifts and puts him into a tub, and just like the stuff that you do when you're like caregiving for a parent. So I mean, yeah, I feel like there's obviously a catch to this character later on, right?
Yeah. I'm saying that's not his father. This is someone he feels guilty that maybe he hurt in some way, or maybe this is a connection of his power. Maybe this is was it Dorian Gray situation?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's what's going on. Remember that? Yeah, I did it. I called it. Oh, damn!
That's smart. Yeah, all his injuries are going to him.
Yeah,
so that's why he feels nothing, but he's always in pain.
Yeah, maybe I'll make this into a clip.
That's crazy. That's right. Yeah, that's smart. I like that. Yeah, let's go with that
theory. We'll go with that theory. All right, keep going.
Wow. So he's bathing him, and then all of a sudden, Sister Sage, if you remember from the boys, She's all knowing, super smart. She comes in and they share some comments about his taste in music, and they talk about Einstein for some reason. And she said that Einstein was racist.
He didn't
And
like Chinese. Maybe he didn't like Chinese food. I don't know. Maybe he did. Who knows? It never comes up. But you know how people.
she says, just because he stood up for people like me doesn't mean that he wasn't racist towards others, which is interesting.
Very true, though, for a lot of
Yeah.
people, a lot of things. It comes
Yeah.
up. Yeah,
Yeah, people don't say it, but
yeah, exactly. I was like,
So then she goes up to Cipher and she slaps him in the face, and he's like, harder. They got like some like sadistic sexual thing going on.
oh yeah,
She pushes him down on a chair and gets on top of him, and they start going at it. And then
nice.
in the background, the old man's still or I don't even know if he's old, but he's in the tub and he's just watching. And he like leans forward a little bit, like kind of engaged with it.
Oh really? I didn't notice that.
He looked like he was just a little like, not that
It's
he
like,
was doing anything, but yeah, but he was
like,
watching
look
it.
at this. I can't get any action, but I could watch some.
Damn.
At least have a TV for the old guy. Put something up, a flat screen. Maybe the music was for him.
I
Maybe
think so.
the guy
Calm down
likes
the
to
whole thing
calm him
because the
down.
music was on last time when they went in.
But
And
she doesn't. The key with all this is not so much that Sister Sage is here. She never mentioned. We never seen Cipher and the boys or any of that stuff. So whatever. But the key that I took from this is she doesn't acknowledge the guy in the tub.
she
So
stared at him
she,
while they were
no, but she
riding.
didn't say anything. She
Yeah.
knows whatever that is that's going on here. She is very aware of all of this.
She's all knowing.
She's not surprised by any of this because I thought at first she was going to show up and be like, hey, all right, what are you doing? What's going on? And no, that's not it. It looks like they have a relationship.
Yeah. Then it cuts back to the school. Marie is now the new number one. And then they have like a news conference thing, and they're asking all these questions about athletes and competitions. And they're like, what do you think about trans athletes and competitions and stuff like that? It feels like just like things we hear on the radio all the time today.
Oh yeah.
So, but Jordan is pissed, and she's like, Marie, like he had me, he was controlling me, and like it's not that like I blanked out or anything. Like I could feel everything. It was just like I was in the back seat of myself.
Yeah. And she felt the power. She felt the power. And then we got some here, right here.
Marie, I thought you were going to rip me apart. What you did to me. Cipher was right. About you. About your powers.
He's not.
Marie!
He's not right.
I beg to differ. I'm pretty right. So what was that like for you?
Mm-hmm.
What's crazy about his character is he is always on top of everything.
Yeah.
And that's the funniest thing, and it's the most awkward thing. Because we all like see shows where like someone's saying something behind someone's back or thinking something. He just shows up and answers everything.
He's all knowing almost.
Yeah.
Well, we know that he doesn't have any superpowers that he can just hear things because he is looking through a camera, as we saw later on with at the prison area, the hospital there. But yeah, he always pops up. What I did notice prior to this scene, and then I kept hearing it afterwards, that when Jordan transforms, you hear a little sound like
it's like
yeah. I don't remember that. Was that always there?
Yeah, it was always there.
Shoosh, man.
But like we wouldn't really see them do it all the time like that. But yeah, it was there.
It's just I noticed a few times. It's like, oh wow, I hear it. Because at first I thought that was Cipher like going through a door or something, like just like squirt, you know what I mean? Like just materializing through. Yeah, but no, it was that.
But he's basically like, we got to tap into your power. The pressure of this fight pushed you farther than ever before. And this is just the tip of the iceberg of your powers. Like, we're going to train tomorrow. She's like, no, we're not. I'm never training with you again. Like, we're not doing this ever again.
I don't know, man. If I was her, I think I would want to know my full potential.
Yeah, he knows.
He knows, and we know. I don't get why she's still. I do because of the whole Jordan situation, all that stuff. But still, don't you want to know how far you can go? How strong can you be? Or what kind of powers? Can you levitate? Can you fly? Remember that was the whole thing with Neo and Morpheus and the Matrix. He's like, I can't
She
do it. Yes, you could do anything. You could pray. You're the one. Next, he's flying at the end of episode 1. Spoiler if you didn't see that movie. But man, I remember being in theaters and wowed by that last scene. So maybe she can do that. We don't know. She doesn't know she can fly.
I think the whole aspect, and you obviously know this, but like just for anyone curious, like why she doesn't want to do this is she thinks that she's going to be a weapon. She thinks that they're going to use her to be a weapon, and that's what worries her because she exploded that goat and stuff before. Yeah, she literally says to him, "I'm not going to be your weapon."
Yeah, she said it a few times. She said it later on, and he was like,
He's
"Whoa!"
like,
I mean,
"I'm not gonna
and we'll get to that part too and break that down. But I think we all know where this is going, and it's not so much of a spoiler of what they really push on later in this episode, but it was brought up before with the whole Homelander when she said it. I think this is it. He's here to groom her to create this competition, this competitor to Homelander, to take down Homelander. That's the way I saw it when he was doing the whole goat and the blood bags and all that
I
stuff.
feel like that's always the plot of even The Boys. It's just a way to end Homelander. So it's like obviously this has to connect in some way, or like what is it? But or maybe she's even beyond Homelander in some weird way.
Well, that's
But
it, right? That's why he wants to see her full potential. Maybe she could, and I think what we saw at the end of this episode says yes.
so,
Right?
so
So
yeah, no, yeah. So
mhm.
so Cipher looks at Jordan. He's like, being he's like inside you showed me how weak you really are. And
Oh,
and Jordan's like obviously affected by this. And he goes, and yeah, you're gonna join me because you want to join Kate and Elmira.
yeah, that's it. They were like, "What?" Well, surprise, surprise. The mission failed. Remember, we saw that whole thing, and they showed it in the preview from last episode. He knew he was being recorded. He didn't catch Emma, so Emma's okay. At first, I thought he did, but
No,
he
because she
didn't.
left and she was
Yeah,
with
she
him.
left, but I thought maybe he was gonna put 2 and 2 together and find her, and then just lock them both up. But no, it was just Kate, and yeah, he shipped her off. So that's it.
He was like, someone has to be punished, otherwise I start looking weak. And then he looked at them because it's Kate being taken. He goes, it must feel good, a little payback.
Yeah, yeah, I guess it makes sense. They've had issues, but it's just one of those. It's complicated situations, right?
It's like Loki with like
Yeah.
everybody in the Avengers, like
Yeah,
just
it's a back and
type
forth.
of thing.
Yeah, a lot of back and forth. I'm usually not a fan of this type of storytelling. I'm very familiar with back and forth that goes on way too long, and that's with The Walking Dead. There was a lot of back and forth, especially with Negan. We
I thought you
hate
were gonna
him,
say
we
Tom and
love him.
Jerry.
Oh, Tom and Jerry. Oh, shout out to that's way back, the cartoon days. Yeah, coming home. No. But too much of like, all right, we hate him. No, we don't hate him. He's an asset to the community. No, he is breaking us apart. Blah, 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 blah. Eventually, he's a good guy and he gets his own show. I don't think that's going to happen here with Kate, but it's a lot of that. Once he said where she was, that he sent her off to Elmira, I knew it. I was like, oh, they're going to get together and they're going to break her. That's going to be the premise of this episode. I don't need to read the synopsis. I get it.
I wasn't sure if they were gonna leave her there for like another episode and then they were gonna come back and see her all messed up or something. Like it was pretty quick, this whole aspect of it. But then so it cuts to Kate in Elmira, and they're telling her to take off her clothes. They take her arm off, like her prosthetic arm. They take off her wig because she has the bruises from the injury that she had. And you can see her bald spot and the staples. And one of the guys goes to put a collar on her and she touches him and she's like, you're gonna free me, and this whole thing, and he's like, okay. And he takes the electric baton thing and he just like shocks himself, and the other lady gets shocked, and then they get a collar around her again and they're like, use your powers again and you're gonna get fried. So,
yeah. Well, that's the thing with that power, and that's why I was surprised that when they took the prosthetic off and the whole thing, you would think they would have wrapped her good arm up beforehand, just to because that's her power. You would think they would have known to do that, but
maybe Cipher was like, yeah, she's damaged, you're fine.
well, she did say in previous episodes that her powers are on the fritz, and we've seen that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So maybe that was a thing. But yeah.
So then we get Sam. He's home and he's digging through the fridge. His parents, we could see them like shocked. So the mom is holding a bat, the dad's staring in shock. And he's like, "Oh, hey mom, hey dad, sorry about the door." And then it cuts to the door, just like smashed in the front door. But
We get
it's
a lot with this. No, it's a big deal. First, we find out he can. Maybe I guess maybe I didn't realize that he could fly like his brother.
Oh, I didn't see that. Did he fly?
He did fly because he landed. He did the superhero land in the backyard when he showed up. And I
I
was
didn't see
like,
that.
I don't remember him having that ability. Again, in the comments, if that was something that
Unless he jumped over a fence or something. I don't. Well, he went all the way to Iowa. Like, is that where he's from? Like, he was wearing an Iowa shirt.
He was wearing an Iowa shirt. I'm assuming maybe, but still, the way he came over, it was like the superhero landing pose. Hand out, doom, doom, doom. But yeah, he's there, and then Dad is all thrilled to see him, and he's like, "Oh, you still got those good hugs." I'm sorry, I was like, really? That's what you say? But because especially from the story that we get later on in the episode. But hey, parents are happy to see him.
Welcome back.
Welcome home, son.
So then it cuts. They're in the dorm M. Marie and Jordan, they're in their dorm, and M is pouring shots for Marie and Jordan. And she's like, you wanna pour one out for Cate, Marie? And Kate's like, I'm not drinking. Like, we're not doing this. They're like, we gotta go save Cate. And she's like, no, like this is karma. Like she deserves this.
Mm-hmm. Very true. Very true. A lot of karma.
It's like, well, we can't leave her. And they're like, well, Cipher might be lying. It's like, he's not lying. He wants us to go there. Like,
It's
Cate.
a trap. It's a trap.
Cate stuck her neck out for us, and now she's paying the price. And we know better than anyone else how bad. Now again, we didn't see exactly all the stuff that they went through in that prison cell, right? Because that was at the end of the last season.
Yeah.
But the way they formatted it, like Marie looks at Jordan and she's like, well, you were crying every night. I heard you.
Mm-hmm.
And then she looks at Marie and is like, you didn't even want to leave your cell.
Yeah. It was bad. And it makes sense. They're conflicted. But then again, she did try to help and she got busted. So then Maria's like, all right, we're going. Jordan's going. And then it's like, all right, fine. Let's do this. And there we go.
They're also using that whole idea of Andre. She's like, it's a suicide mission. What she also, Marie said, like, there were many nights where she wanted to cut so deep that she wanted to end herself. And that she regrets every day that she left and didn't come back for everyone.
Yeah. So sad. But hey, they're going back now, and they could stay there forever. But they're all right. It instantly felt like two things. One, I knew this was going to happen once Cate got busted, and they said they sent her to Elmira. And two, it's a trap. I felt it right off the way because he knew it when Cipher went in and told Marie, it's like, hey, this is where she's at. He didn't have to say that.
Yeah, she's gone. We took her.
Yeah, he's like, oh, don't worry, we have her for questioning. Didn't have to say exactly where she is because he's setting it up.
They get a whole drawing. They draw like a whole, like, I guess, like map from memory of the cell block and everything.
Very Ocean's 11 here because it's like got everything planned down. And it's like, oh, remember we go down this corridor. There's this air vent. You go through here. We go through there. And it's like, all right, well, this takes time to do all this. I guess you guys have a lot of time.
And Marie's like, oh, what's this spot? And she's like, oh, that's where Andre. And then it gets quiet, and she puts a little heart on like that little spot.
Mm-hmm.
So then they're all about to get into the car. Oh, actually, no, not yet.
Then we get with Sam.
Yeah, Sam is back.
We get back with Sam. He's there. He's walking around his room. He sees a measuring. We have it for the kids here also against the wall where you could just see as they grow, they make the marks, and he sees that. And Dad walks in with the box.
But even before that, M calls him.
Oh, that's right. She did call him.
She calls him. She's like, hey, like, we need your help. We're going to do this. We're going to save Cate. And he's like, I don't give a F about Cate. Like, she's a bad person. You were right. She was like, whoa, where does this? He's like, I'm not doing this. But he's like, sorry, good luck. Be careful.
That's it. Peace out. I really thought he was going to play a bigger part in this. But yeah, no, it makes sense. So again, what we said with the whole rubber band thing going back and forth, not everybody's going to be on board with doing the back and forth, and he's tapped out. Plus, he's at home with his folks. This is new to him, and then
This
that
is probably
scene
the
with
most sane he's gonna be.
the dad comes in and brings a box of his old stuff and pretty much breaks it down what happened. And it was like, Vought took him away, and they said that he died. That something happened and he passed, and it was like, no, that wasn't the case. And then they saw him on the video from the fight, and that they were trying to contact, and they were saying that no, Sam doesn't want to talk to you. Sorry. A lot of that. I was calling shenanigans this whole time. I really thought it was all BS because he was like, "Oh,
Because
we
the mom
miss
is acting
you."
kind of sus.
Well, that, and when Sam walks over to the window, he sees mom on the phone, and instantly, just like us, thought, "Oh, she's calling Vought, just letting them know where he's at." He runs over there, he grabs the phone. "What are you doing?" He's like, "I'm ordering
Crushes
pizza."
the phone.
Yeah, "I'm just trying to get your favorite. You love the Domino's."
His dad comes over and he's like, "Hey," and then he pushes him, and his dad goes flying, and he's like,
Oh
"Dad, I'm
yeah,
sorry."
yeah,
And his mom's like, "Just get out of here."
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
So then the group is about to get in the van, and we see the blonde guy, who's Allie's brother again.
We're just calling him out. She doesn't even say it. She doesn't even tell anybody.
Does
Like,
she
oh,
his name?
no, exactly. Does he have a name? Maybe he doesn't have a name. Maybe that is his name.
No
Allie's
name.
brother. First name's Allie. Last name's brother. Allie's brother. There we go.
They have an awkward moment. He was like, "I could come. I can help you." She's like, "No, just stay here." But like, look, find this person, and I think Polarity. She said to speak with Polarity if I go missing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then
And
they like stare at each other for a second. Everyone's like, "Ooh," and
but not
she's
even
like,
that.
"Shut up."
He takes a step closer that he bumps into her. Like they're like just now their bodies are touching. And he's looking down, like, all right, well, who's gonna make this move? And she's like, well, bye. I don't get it. I thought she liked him. She seems
She's
like she
just
liked him.
nervous. She's awkward. But
I
I
guess.
can't wait to see what like his power is.
I mean, even since during when we talked about that call, when she called Sam to say, ask for help, she even said, we're not getting back together or anything. This is just for help. I just need you to help with the whole Cate situation. So it's not like, oh, she has feelings for Sam still. That's why.
Yeah.
I don't think so. I think that's done.
That's shifted.
Yeah, I think she's just maybe taking it slow with this guy.
So
Do we know his power? Real quick, do we know
No, we
his
don't.
power?
That's what
We
I'm saying.
don't, right?
I
We
can't wait
don't.
to see what he does.
We don't know.
That's why they're staying quiet on that.
Uh-huh.
So then it cuts to Cipher and Polarity. Polarity's in the office with them. Polarity being Andre's dad, and this woman comes in. She gives Cipher a coffee, and she gives Polarity a whole plate of beef Wellington or something. It was like this whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, "Look at this." He's like, "Go shut the door and leave." Does he? Do you want a human? Like they just do whatever you ask them to do. Like they get you everything you need. And he's like, "No, like I'm good." And then again, Cipher pulls this stuff. He's like, "Okay, so let's talk about what you really want. Like you've been digging through the archives for me. You've been asking everybody here and at Vought about me. So like, what do you want?" it's like, oh man.
Because he was dancing around it. He was asking all these other questions about what do you really do? What's the point of the kids? He has to just get to it. And the point is like, what happened to my son? He's like, oh, see, doesn't that feel good? Yeah. Now, I don't know if what he's saying is even true because he said, oh, I was running some serious experiments on him and he couldn't handle it. And
Your son was too weak and his weak little body gave out.
Yeah. Oh, man, he must have known that Polarity was going to flip out at that point.
Well, the knife from the steak goes flying towards him and stops. And he's like, yeah, do it right now. You got nothing to lose, right? Do it. And then he Cipher himself grabs the knife and then stabs his left hand with it and just stares at Polarity. And you see the blood dripping, but he didn't react to it at all. So again, that whole pain thing.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, in the next episode, when we see the cut on the dad's hand or that old man's hand, that'd be cool.
Well, we gotta keep our eyes open. See if that actually does happen. That might be a thing.
But he goes, "You have no idea what you're dealing with," and you see Polarity like shaking a little bit, his hands shaking, and he goes, "Oh, and by the way, you can finish your food. It doesn't bother me."
Yeah, I had to go make a video call with Dana White He was like,
He's
"That's how good that fight was," or something like that.
he's so nonchalantly evil. It's crazy.
Yeah, yeah. He's a good character, very good character, and an actor. He knows how to deliver these lines. It's funny.
But when Sam had that whole thing with his mom, he was really mad at her, saying like, you gave me this experimental drug, you messed with my brain, and you were supposed to protect me. He's adamant that the V destroyed him and made
Yeah.
him crazy and made him see these things and made him mentally
Mhm.
insane. So
The mom has a big reveal here. She was like, "Remember Uncle Vic?" I was like, "Yeah, he moved to Vermont." No, he didn't. He went into a store with a gun, and long story short, he's got some mental issues, and it seems to be something that runs in the family. And I guess Sam was showing signs of this early on,
they
and
thought the V could protect him or
and they
fix him.
thought the V could fix him up. Yeah, they figured that could help him out, and so they were like, "No, it wasn't the V. It was just mom's taking blame. It's like it's just me and bad genes." And he's like, "No, mom, it's not." And it's true. It's one of those things. He said it's more of like our ancestors. We have so many different things going on in our bodies from way back, so we can't just link. It's like from the mother. It could be way back from that point. And I don't think it happened to his brother. His brother didn't have issues,
He seemed
right?
like he was a little off the rails, but not in the same sense, right?
Maybe, yeah, but we got only a few
'Cause he
episodes
started
with him.
tweaking in the first, like
Yeah,
when
yeah,
he when he killed the president of the school.
That's true. But they give a little heart to heart. Anyway, remember, this is that night, right? Out there in the playground area, swing thing. And then Sam says this.
I saw my first vagina here. Thanks for that. You're welcome.
Thanks for sharing. There's some things you don't need to bring up with your parents. You
The
know,
fact that he says you're welcome.
yeah, because yeah, just bringing that up, and then his response. All of this was awkward, and it was funny. It was one of the funniest moments in this episode.
So
Why bring that up? I mean, but then again, he had a moment like that with his dad, with the doll.
his
Remember
dad pulls
the
up a box, and it's drawings and stuff, and then he's like, "Oh, and your Maeve puppet, your Queen Maeve puppet."
yeah.
And he's like, "Oh, I wouldn't touch that." Like when I started experimenting as I got older, that was
Yeah,
what I was
that was what I was using to experiment. Yeah, and he was like, "Oh, okay, Dad blew it off. All right, fine." But this was even awkward. Like, because the mom, I'm sure at that point, it's like, "Yeah, she doesn't want to," but then it's like, "Wait, what? Who showed their vagina?" On this swing set. But
like, how did that come about?
oh, maybe it was swinging. That's the only thing I could think of. It was going up high and
Oh my god!
that type of deal.
So the trio, I'll say, Marie, Jordan, and M, they climb the fence and break into Elmira, and they climb the building. It was like, yeah,
I would have thought that would have been an electric fence, more security. Again, this is all pointing to it being a trap, right?
yeah.
You would have thought this would have been an electric fence, or it would have been some alarms triggered, sensors, any of this stuff. Oh, I'm sure there are all of those type of things around, but that was all. They were all turned off.
They open the roof latch and it's cemented, and they're like, "It's a trap!" And then like a gas bomb thing goes off, and they all just go, and then they wake up all shackled with the things around their neck.
Yeah, that's it. And then they all get thrown into cells. And what was it? Emma is across from Kate, and Maria is across from Jordan. Again, if you really want to trap these people, you don't put them across where they can still communicate with
Yeah, keep 'em
fellow
separate.
members. Yeah, you keep them separate. You're going to be on the north wing, south wing, west wing. You split them up.
Multiple keys, multiple guards.
Yeah. But no, this is all a plan. It's all a plan.
And she's Kate's like, "What are you doing here?" She's like, "Well, we came to save you, but now it's pointless." It's just like, "You would do that for me after all that happened?" And she's like, "Well, yeah, but it's pointless now. We're gonna die here."
Right? That's what friends are for. Yeah, but it's over. They're stuck.
Cypher's watching from screens. He's in a room watching all of them in their cells, and Sister Sage shows up, and he's like, she's like, "This is what you wanted, right?" He's like, "Yeah." It's like 24/7, harsh environment. Like, this is where miracles happen. And then she's like, I brought you a present. It's arriving momentarily.
Yep. And then she says
We
this.
got this audio.
Let's speed up the process because you're running out of time.
You know, if I succeed with Marie, Homelander's gonna have feelings about how powerful she really is.
Do not worry about him.
We are gonna get everything we want.
Yeah. Everything they want. Pretty sure we know what's gonna happen. But what's the gift? That we don't know.
We do know.
We do?
Yeah, but I'll save it for like the next. That's the surprise.
That's a surprise. So you know the surprise. You know the present.
Yeah,
They didn't show that in this.
they did, and you'll see the present as we continue.
Oh,
You're gonna be like, oh,
Did I
unless
miss
it's something else. But I'm pretty sure what we're gonna say is the present. But so then Andre's dad is in his house, and he's gonna drink some wine, and he looks over and he sees one of those like digital photo
frames? Yeah.
frames, and he sees it's like glitching out and showing a picture of him and his wife and young Andre, and then a picture of Andre as we've seen him, and it starts glitching out, and his dad starts shaking, and he holds his head, and metal objects and things start flying around the house, and he's on the floor, and it's like the stuff that we kind of seen him struggling with in the last season.
Yeah, they finally went back to that because they made it seem like, oh, he was cured, everything is fine. I thought they erased that part of the story for the season.
They just switched it.
Well, you know, the passing of Andre and all that, and maybe they're like, all right, we got to change things up. We can't keep going with this storyline. So, but no, it looks like they're bringing it back. They're in a variant way, but yeah, it looks like he's having those issues and all the silverware, everything flying around.
So Cate is laying down and she's messing with the staples on her head, and she pulls one out and she looks at it, and then we hear Emma throwing up, and Emma goes into this whole thing about like how her throwing up was, people were telling her like it's just a part of her powers and her condition, but she feels that it's more deeper than that. It's something that she can't ever stop, and something obviously she feels mentally wrong with her to add to this aspect of her sadness, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you know they're having that whole conversation.
At this point, I really thought, and I said this to you, I was like, oh, this is when Sam shows up, because now that he knows dad is okay, he's mended his relationship with his mom. He told her about the first time he saw a vagina. He's emptied the tank. He's ready. Maybe this will trigger to go help her. But no, that doesn't happen.
Then Marie's like trying to cut her into her skin with her own nails, and she can barely control the blood. And he's like, "Oh, I gave you a anticoagulant, like was like a blood thinner."
Right? Yeah, so that way it can't coagulate, so she can't turn it into a knife or anything or any kind of instrument to help her get out of the situation. And then she sees the bandage on his hand. He's like, no. So it wouldn't work anyway. So yeah, I forgot that she had that ability too, that if someone else is bleeding, she could use their blood. It's not just her blood. It's just
but also points out that he also stabbed himself earlier, but then like is not healing that quick. Like, because I thought if he stabbed himself, then he just heals. Like he's not healing.
Oh, you thought, okay, yeah, no, not in an instant.
Because then why would he bandage it to begin with? It would just heal.
Well, I mean, look at Wolverine. Right, Wolverine, same type of thing. He can get beat up all the time. He doesn't heal right away, but he eventually does heal. And to 100%.
Well, when he was younger, he would heal quicker.
Yeah, but
because that's the joke in the older one where like it's like it just takes a little bit longer as he's. But then again, he doesn't really age, does he? Well, I mean, yes. Well,
we'll find out.
I mean, old man Logan.
Yeah, I mean, but I feel old. I got to go back and watch that one because I always thought that it was old man. It's like you've been around a long time, but now it's old man like you're aging.
No, he doesn't. I'm sorry, everyone listening. No, he doesn't age because you remember Wolverine Origins.
Yeah, he doesn't. Yeah, so it was just old man like you've been around a long time, old man.
But then again, he did get older, but he stayed. Maybe he just got he just. Whatever.
They had to figure something out because he's a real human. It's the same thing with Data.
No, because in Wolverine Origins, before he got the whole that titanium stuff that's inside him, he was in the Civil War with his brother. He was in all those wars with his brother. At least in that movie of Origins. So like he did all that before, and then in the Vietnam War and that whole thing, that's when they changed him. But
So we'll see. We'll
yeah,
see in the next episode how he heals. But clearly he does heal, because I don't think he would have stabbed himself if he was a normal human. It's like, you know how long that would take? He probably may have cut a nerve or something in his hand, may have to do some rehab or surgery or something like
again,
that.
it's the pain thing. It's the pain thing that you brought up, right? Because
Yeah.
it's he likes to get smacked. He likes to get hit. He's not feeling nothing. So then you want to get out of here? No pushback, no BS. She's like, I'm not gonna be your weapon. He goes, you're not a weapon. You're our salvation. Our lives are gonna
See?
be better once you've ascended to full power.
See? He brings it up again. Again, that's it. I'm starting to wonder at this point. I was thinking, it's like, well, maybe he's not a bad guy, you know, like he's not great, but I think he has his own intentions. As we all know, Homelander is a bad guy, so maybe Cipher is just he wants to take him down. It's clear that he wants to take down, and we know how Sister Sage feels about Homelander. So it's like, yeah, take him down. Let's take him down. And this is his secret weapon.
Yeah.
So maybe that's it, but we don't know his intentions for it. Is it just to get rid of Homelander and then what? Then create a new superhero group or put himself in power?
Well, then Jordan speaks up and she's like, well, you know, we know you were there when she was born, the Odessa Project. Just like tell her what you want from her. Like tell her what she wants to know as well. Like, what do you want? What is she supposed to be? And then he goes and he's like, I could climb inside you so easily and you'd give up. Like, it felt wonderful being in your body. And then Jordan responds like, no, it wasn't wonderful being in my body. You were in pain. Because I may be weak, but you were in pain the entire time and I felt it. And he just stares at her and he's just like, all right.
And she says, you're always in pain.
Yeah.
So that's the key there. So he's always in pain. Again, back to that whole Dorian thing. Maybe that's that old guy. That is him. There's a connection going on.
Or like a twin brother.
A twin, maybe. But then,
They're like, no matter what happens to one, it affects the other.
well, he was definitely, no, he can't be a twin because he's much older. That guy is clearly an older man.
I don't know.
We'll see. But it's very intriguing with all of that, especially with Cipher.
Cypher brings Marie out. He has something to show her. And he goes, I thought you'd like to pay your respect to Andre. So he brings her over to that room. And you see the door like slightly crumpled and stuff. And she's like in shock. And he goes, his final moments are right here.
I thought they were going to show like some weird scene or something that maybe, you know, when you film episodes, when they filmed everything in last season, maybe
like
there was some
footage.
stuff. Yeah, B footage. Maybe there was something they cut out and they're like, all right, we can sprinkle this in. But no, we didn't get anything. It was just like, look at the door.
He goes, don't you think you're an inspiration to people, Marie? And I'm glad, honestly, and I'll just say this for the record, like, I'm glad that they didn't use like AI.
Oh, yes, please. No, that would have been the worst. We don't need that.
And this, I believe, is the present that he was talking about with Sister Sage, because he opens a door, and who do we see? It's Marie's sister, Annabeth.
That's the present.
That's the present. That's the catalyst.
No,
that has to be the present, Adam.
No, because he knew. He took her to it. He knew. Remember, the whole point was to bring her here, and I think he knew. I don't think that's the present.
She says the present's coming.
Yeah,
because he wants to get her back. Look, if he had this idea from the jump, then it wouldn't have to be like this. I think they kidnapped her, they brought her, and then obviously this is a later scene, so they set up the whole scenario for them. That has to be the gift, because she says it's arriving shortly. Like, what else?
People in the comments, well, do you think this was the gift?
That's the gift. That's the gift is because she shows up. That'll set the whole thing into play, and that'll set exactly what he wants from her. Otherwise, then what else would be the gift? That's all we saw. She said it arrived soon. Why would they set that up and not show us?
Well, when they get out, we'll find out. Maybe there's something else. But,
I think it's not.
All right, because he didn't act surprised.
Because he already found out, and why they're not going to show us his reaction to that, because the reaction.
But he knew where the room was. If that was a gift, he wouldn't have known where the room was.
She told him later. This happened before we even saw it.
You see, there you go, filling in the blanks for the show.
It's because look, if he goes in, it's like we have Annabeth now, then that takes the thrill from us as the viewer being like, oh,
No,
whoa.
not to say that, but if Sister Sage was there in the hallway and says, "Come on," it's like, "Oh, wait, what's going on?" All right,
No, the guard
come here.
shipped her. They put her into the room. She told them, they saw it, and he's like,
all right.
perfect. And that's when he went to go get Marie. Because that's
All
when he
right.
decided to
All
go get
right.
Marie.
We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. But yeah, Annabeth is in the room, freaking out. What's going on?
She goes to try to do something, and they shock her. And he's like, all right, well, you can sleep it off. And they keep Annabeth in the cell. And then when Marie comes to, when she's back in her cell, she's like, he wants me to ascend to my full potential. Fine, because I'm going to effing kill him.
I thought that was going to be it. That's a perfect scene, right?
Yeah.
Like this nice shot. It's like, I'm going to have them kill. Yeah. And then it's like, nope, we got more show for you.
So Cate is on the ground. The security guard looks and he's like, what's going on? So he's like, get up. He pressed the shock collar. She used that needle, that staple
From
in her
the
head
hair,
to
yeah.
mess with the shock collar. He presses the button's not working. He walks over. She grabs him and she's like, you're going to unlock me and give me the keys. He's like, all right, sure. And he takes the
Yeah,
keys.
sure thing.
Stabs himself in the eye. And then Emma's like, well, that kind of worked out. And she gets out. She takes Em's collar off. They go over to Marie and Jordan. They get them out. Everyone's out. And then Jordan's like, this is too easy. This doesn't make any sense. Like, why are we all just out here? Where are the guards? Where's everybody? And then Marie's like, I don't know, but let's go get Annabeth. And they're like, what do you mean Annabeth's here? So they run over to the door. They open the door. And I think we have, yeah, so this is them about to get out. And they open the door and we see Annabeth on the floor. Her throat seems to be slit, blood everywhere.
Whatever. She's dead. She is dead. See, this is why I'm saying that this was not the present. This is all a setup because this was the plan. Because he wanted to see if she can do what he thinks she can do.
And that's the present.
I don't know. All right. Well, we'll see.
If you want to get a reaction out of something and you don't have the thing that's going to get that reaction out, and then someone says, I got it for you, and brings that thing in.
He did, but that's the thing. He didn't say he wasn't gonna. He was like, "This is the best scenario." He was like, "You know what? I want to do this at campus, but we'll do it here." Got them all locked away.
Because he says that he was going to put them under these conditions. He had a timeline for this that was probably going to go longer. It seemed. And then when she showed up and said, I have a surprise for you, he's like, oh, what is it? What's this? So then he obviously agrees with her because she's all knowing. And she, if you remember from The Boys, she loves setting things up. That's the whole like Starlight and the Starlighter problems.
She's super smart. That was the whole thing.
Her thing is creating divisiveness and setting up plans.
Yeah.
So that's has to be. What else?
Yeah. So he was there. So Maria's there and she's just closing her eyes and doing something. Everyone's getting headaches. They hear something going on, right? They're holding their heads.
We have an image.
Yeah, we do have something from that one, but
they start bleeding from the nose. Everyone starts shaking. They're all holding their heads. They're freaking out. Yeah, and we slowly see the wound on Annabeth's neck heal, and then Annabeth wakes up.
Mind freak.
More like Revival, which is another show that we did.
That was another
where this happened almost. Yeah, just bringing people back from the dead. Like
bring them back. Yeah, and she is back, and this is it. I'm sure. Then it ends, but I'm sure Cipher's in his room with all the cameras and saying, "That's what I needed. She can bring back the dead. She's a reviver. She can bring them back. That's the ultimate. But now, what's the time frame? Can you go back? Like, can you bring somebody that's a corpse? Walking Dead style, like already buried. How far back, or is it the blood? I'm assuming it's the blood. The blood still has to be present in the body and good. So that way
she's controlling the blood cells.
Yeah,
you control the blood cells.
So it can't be dried up in the morgue type of deal. I think it has to be within like a few minutes or so. But hey, she can do it, and she's bringing her sister back. Now, does this give her sister any powers? One of those type of things. Like, hey, I used some on you. My powers, because with
passed
the
on
blood.
to her.
Yeah,
that means that every time she does it, it passes on to everyone.
Maybe. But I mean, this will be the first time. This will be the first time. We've never seen this before.
True.
So, but I'm sure if it's a goat situation and you explode, she can't put you back together. Not like Legos or anything. Right? It's like an eyeball pops up, everything coming.
That'd be
No,
crazy.
that would be
That'd
crazy.
be cool
but
to see, though.
Yeah. No, I think it's just the blood. Since it was a sliced throat. And that's the other thing. That's how we know it was definitely a setup. Why kill her? Why kill Annabeth? Especially if you were giving Marie time to think, right? They put her back in herself. Think about it. Figure out what you're going to do. And
All the guards are gone. Everything was gone.
all the
Everything was
guards are
done.
gone. Yeah, the alarm goes off eventually. But
Now, the only thing that I kind of goes against the grain with this is that they needed Kate to break out and do this whole thing to get everybody in motion. Because if Kate never did that, they all would have just been in their cells unless someone opened the door for them.
see,
So it was
that's
kind of
what
like
I'm saying.
they were like, oh, they saw her breaking down. They're like, oh, okay, and slit her throat now. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
And let's just say Jay later on puts in her super smart, like, well, how would we ever get? Well, she's gonna figure something out. She's gonna use the staple or something, or maybe they saw her doing that, and they're like, just let it go. Because remember, he had all the cameras.
Yeah,
He could see them all. It's like
she would think that far ahead. Yeah, so
yeah, she would definitely think that far ahead. But hey, I think we did this. I think we're good. I think that was it, right? That was
yes, sir. That was it.
the final countdown.
That's where it ends. So that was a pretty good episode. I liked it.
Good episode. Good episode. A lot going on here. Predictable where they were going to end up for the rescue, but hey, everything that happened there, not predictable. I didn't see Annabeth showing up. I'm surprised with the sister Sage. I'm curious to see who else from the boys shows up in the next episode, because it seems like every episode we seem to get a different member. But overall, yeah, it's a good episode. I'm enjoying the show. I don't know if people are enjoying this out there, or they're tired of it, or
they just
what.
don't know.
Maybe that.
Fans are like, "Oh, that's back." It's like,
yeah, I had some of those reactions too when they were like, "Oh, what else you guys covering?" "Oh, Gen V. Oh, that's old. That's no second season. That's fake news. There's no second season." Yeah, there is. But I don't know. They're not promoting it, but I'm pretty sure on Amazon.
I mean, unless it's just me not seeing it, but like, I don't know.
Amazon's usually pretty good with promoting. Like, we've covered a few of their shows. Reacher, that was everywhere. That was on, like, if you go to Apple's website, just on the iPhone or something, it was just front and center. Hey, stream this on Amazon Prime, and they were really pushing that. Terminal List, Dark Wolf, another one that we covered. They didn't really advertise too much, so yeah, maybe they're not really pushing it, but. Either way, I think word of mouth is spread. People will be like, oh, yeah, it's back. It's a fun watch. If you made it this far, then you already know. And you're like, yeah, I like hearing people talk about it. I like the show. It is. Yeah, it's a fun show. All right, everybody. So we will be back for episode 6. I think there's only 7 episodes in this season. Or is it 8? 7 or 8?
Feels like it should be 8, but yeah.
Maybe. Who knows? But it's definitely not 10. That's for sure. And we'll be back for that. And we'll see you next week. All right, everybody. Peace.